Hey guys, um, how are you doing through this trial by fire, this initiation of fire with this Aries Stellium? It has been intense. So much has been coming up. So many challenging aspects. So many changes. So many things that we may not have noticed before are now clearer than ever. And while, yes, as challenging and as difficult as this has been, nervous systems dysregulated, stress at an all-time high, anger, lots of anger, drama, people not understanding one another. And all of this, there's a lesson. Lessons are being had. Growth is being had. And we are literally being shown what we truly, truly want in our lives, in the collective, and what we can do going forward to change these systems that are just not supportive for women, for men, for any of us. And I was even speaking with a friend today about how little support that women do get, this over independence of feminism of I got this, I can do this, I don't need nobody, and trying to raise children and figure out finances and also take care of yourself and keep the house clean and do any schooling, whether it's homeschooling or whether it's homeschooling or regular schooling, which is a whole challenge in itself. There's just so much that you become burnt out. And if you already have a sensitive system, like for me, I already knew I was autistic because all of my children are on the spectrum. And as I began to learn more about it, I was like, wait a second, I think I am too. But I have officially gotten that diagnosis 100%. But what also came with that diagnosis after, because I had gotten this, it happened to fall on a date, the testing, after the separation of me and my husband. And there was a lot of traumatic experiences in that. Me and my children took on a lot of trauma. And one thing that I did not expect was to also be diagnosed with PTSD. And so having
Mommy,
a
I found a dead
highly
window.
dysregulated,
Mommy,
I
look.
see, oh man, a dead
Yeah.
love bug. um, that love is dead. No, love never dies. It just always changes forms. But just making a joke, you guys. But when a already very sensitive and dysregulated system and trying to keep it together for
He's still
our children,
alive.
for ourselves. But being someone who got thrown into this trial of fire by fire with an already dysregulated nervous system has been a whole new challenge in itself. And I know many of us, in the way that this system is set up, autism or not, PTSD or not, many of us have dysregulated nervous systems because we haven't been taught in how to really regulate ourselves. And though there is thankfully more and more research, more and more spirituality and awareness and to just how important it is to really care for ourselves and our nervous system, coming out ways to help us be able to come back to ourselves. We still have the issue of the system, making it difficult to sustain that unless you have the means, because in real life, we can do all the spiritual work that we want to do, learn all the spiritual practices that we need to learn, but life is gonna life, and this system is not designed to allow you very much space in which to regulate on a daily basis, in which to have the days of rest that you really need. And as a mother, when you're raising children who also have their own dysregulated nervous systems, trying to teach them to regulate while you're also trying to regulate yourself. And I know there's many mothers like this in this situation. It's difficult. And so we really do need to look into ways in which we can support that. For us women, for the sisters of the earth, and for the brothers of the earth, for all parents and all people. More ways in which we can allow our systems to stop making us feel, or have to. It's not feeling, they make us work so hard. We have to find a way to where there's an allowance of, hey, you don't have to fill out 25 pages of paperwork. You don't have to make a million different calls. You can simply get help just because you need it. Maybe a little information, but I don't feel that we have to jump through all the hoops and the red tape and the constant back and forth, all the phone calls, all the, am I going to make it? Am I going to be able to get food today? Am I going to be able to pay the bills? Am I going to be able to be regulated enough to be able to handle the meltdowns that my own children are having? Am I going to be able to have somebody who can maybe help me with my children and their system? Am I going to be able to find the therapy that I need? Because apparently therapy for little children is very difficult to find. It's beginning to rain. Hold on. So there's that. Trial by fire, literally having the death of an old identity occurring for many. I don't even want to use the word of the death of the ego, because as I've gone along in this spiritual journey, I've realized that, heck, part of the reason we've come here is to learn through our egos. Yeah, don't let it get out of control. I know, baby. Yes, don't let it get out of control. Don't, here, stand over here. Don't become so in your ego that you're unaware, but, our ego gives us our personality. It gives us our uniqueness, our identity. It helps us to learn our soul lessons that we've come here to learn. So I like to use the term the death of an old identity, being born into a new version of ourselves. And so I'm going to try to make this quick. I had pulled some cards. Let the rain cleanse all of the ashes of the old. All that has been burned away, all that no longer serves is being washed away by the cleansing of the rain, the blowing of the wind. So the first card I had pulled was Virgin's Milk. A rose, newly bloomed, being fed a drop of something new. The rose being us. A new version of us. A new light. And here from the cosmos, a new form of guidance, of nourishment. A drop of rain, untouched, filled with light from the very guiding stars that helps to guide our soul through the cosmos. Cosmic guidance. Pure and untouched. Full of potential. For the new version that we are becoming. And this card, the Drowned King, fully supports that. The Drowned King speaks of the dissolution of all that we were. Because in order to become who we want to become, and to step into the new version of who we want to be, we have to dissolve the old versions of ourselves through the cleansing of water, the washing away of the ashes,
But it's really cute.
so that we may rise again.
Look how cute he is.
And go forward.
He might be a hot one too. He might also be
Fresh, new, cleansed,
he might
and really ready to embody that new version of ourselves. And as we emerge from the waters, a clarity begins to form, the speculum through the glass. And yes, there's still some murkiness. Yes, there's still some unknown. But we are beginning to see more clearly the path in which we want to go. We know we want to go toward what lies on that horizon. The path is revealing itself.
Mommy, he's a
Once we emerge from the drowning and we have been washed clean, we can see in the distance the horizon, the light at the end of the tunnel in which to go. We now know more of what we want, more clarity, even if all the details have not been filled in quite yet. We at least have a guiding light, just like with that virgin's milk, that drop that was given to us through the guiding light itself, as we dissolved the ego of who we are, or who we were, dissolved the old identity of who we were. And with the Ouroboros, the great serpent, yes, while the dissolution has occurred, there are still many gems of wisdom, of experience, of life lived. For we have completed a cycle, yet we contain that which will help us continue to go forward with even more confidence, reverence, honor, and knowing, more wisdom gained. The gems of wisdom. And as we end this one cycle, we are beginning anew, taking in more wisdom, more diamonds, more gems, more pearls.
Come on.
Moving through the full spectrum of the cyclical nature of life and the transformation of who we are becoming. And as we reach the seed within our own heart, seeing a little bit more the full spectrum of light that makes us who we are, finding that part of ourself that has always been there, yet is somehow renewed with the dismantling of the mask, the washing away of the old, the seed that has always been there, the seed that is being nourished by the virgin's milk, has finally emerged, bathed in the light of truth of who we are and our full authenticity, helping us to open our heart through Venus, through beauty, through love. And as we discover that full spectrum of love within ourselves, true self-love, true self-confidence, the knowing of who we really are, as we navigate this new space, we can speak our truth. Speak our truth. Through our voice, through Mercury. Speak our truth from our heart. Our words coming straight, coming from the heart, from the healing we have been through, the activation of the heart chakra and the throat chakra. And that little bit of orange to me speaks of the knowing of who we finally truly are. So while we are in the midst of this challenge, or any challenges, trials by fire, and moving through this stellium, there is beauty on the other side of all of this. We are finding our footing. We are moving forward. We are becoming who we came here to be, and more. We are knowing what we really want and what we really want to change. This trial by fire is activating the heart. It's activating the throat. And it's activating our ability to speak our truth loudly. Speak what needs to change, not only in our lives, but in the world. With conviction, with love, with compassion, and considering all of our brothers and sisters, all of the earth, all of the animals, all. And then having that gratitude for being able to live through this, though challenging, being able to live at this time where we really can make a difference by simply being who we really are without the mask. We do not have to fake it to make it anymore. Let us be okay with being soft when we need to be soft, with being angry when we need to be angry, when to rest when we need to rest, and to work when we need to work. But allowing ourselves the grace to love ourselves enough to know that we are absolutely beautiful and perfect exactly as we are. And in that perfectness and in that beauty, we are making incredible changes, ripples in the world, by simply using our voice and the opening of our heart and the dissolving of the old egos and identities that we had taken on of survival as we move our way into thrival. Thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in to this reading. And if this reading resonated, please comment below what you felt, seen, heard, or sensed yourself, what messages you received through this. And if you would like to book a reading with me, just reach out through the comments and I'll send you a link. Thank you so much. And sending you all so much love during this time of great transition in our world and our lives.